Oh, domination without Joel Embiid. Domination. The Sixers absolutely just dominated that basketball game. Without Joel Embiid, I didn't know what to expect. Because I know on paper we should dominate a team like that, but I've seen us play without Joel Embiid before. And it didn't look like that. Ben Simmons? Holy hell. 31 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 9 of 11 from the free throw line. He scored 31 points on 13 shots. What were you saying, Dudley? What were you saying? What were you saying? What were the Brooklyn Nets fans saying? He was awesome, and I am so proud of this kid from his response to Game 1. We are watching him develop. He's 22 years old. It takes time to develop and get better in this league, especially as a point guard in this league at that age. Embrace this. Embrace it. We are watching him grow as a player. This was his best game in his NBA career. He was awesome. He was elite. He was a superstar tonight. He really was. Embrace this. This is a stepping stone in Ben Simmons' career. It really is. It can't go unnoticed. What he did tonight, what he's doing, taking over, playing with this edge, playing with this intensity because of what happened in Game 1, it's making him grow as a player. It's making him grow as a leader in this league. So just remember that when you are watching him play throughout the rest of this playoff run. Also, who stepped up today? Tobias Harris. Where has that been? That's the player we traded for. He was awesome. 29 points, 6 of 6 from 3, 16 rebounds. In the fourth quarter, this dude was hustling on the glass. He was grabbing everything. He was dominant on the glass. That is so special and unique. He was working so hard. I always talk about this. Rebounding is effort. Rebounding is will. Wanting to work harder than your opponent. He was great at it today. JJ Redick, another phenomenal player for the 76ers today. He hit 5 3-pointers and ended up with 26 points. Jimmy Butler with 16. We had to start Greg Monroe, and that was a problem. That was a serious problem. He was -9. Boban coming off the bench, plus 18. He provided energy for us. He created mismatches left and right when they tried to go small with Dudley 6'7", Boban 7'3". For this matchup, for this series, Boban is the clear answer. And when he did foul out with 6 fouls, after some garbage calls, in my opinion, we went with Mike Scott, and that was a great call out of Brett Brown. A great call out of Brett Brown. You don't want to go with Greg Monroe back in the game. He was killing us. And Jonah, just a little young right now. Mike Scott going with the 5, matching up with them in size, that's fine. You go with the veteran guy there. When Boban bowed out, he did the right move and went with Mike Scott. One thing I do love with Brett, which we have seen, is the no TJ thing, the no backup point guard thing. You have Jimmy Butler and Tobias Harris pretty much being primary ball handlers. It was with James Ennis, Mike Scott, and Boban. I love that. I love that. That is the move. And coming out of the third quarter, we dominated. Like, we actually had control. We were up 16 at one point. Now, the last 90 seconds killed us because the Mets, I did that last time. The Nets made a run and kind of quieted the big third quarter that we had. And there were times where the Nets made a little push here and there, and they cut from 16 to 7, and they made pushes here and there. In basketball, it's a game of runs. That's going to happen. The Sixers were in control of this game the entire time, and to do this without Joel Embiid, it makes me feel really good. And I'm just curious to see, what are we going to do with Embiid for next game? This is bias time without Embiid. Are we going to take a step back and let him sit for game 4? We're going to have to wait and see. He was game time decision once again, but we've seen him play from doubtful and get on the court. So when you see game time decision, you just expect him to go. But I saw all kinds of reports from him actually being in his street clothes super late and not warming up the normal time. So I had a gut feeling he actually would not go. The left knee is just too sore right now, and it's tendonitis. And if you ever really had it, it's really day by day. You never know. One day it's going to feel good. The next day it's going to feel bad. So I'm just curious to see, did this buy us time for Embiid to keep resting? Is rest even going to change anything, or is it like I just said, you can rest all you want, but one day it's going to feel good and the next day it's going to feel bad. So I don't know what we're really going to have to do with Joel Embiid throughout the rest of this playoff run. But for right now, I'm worried about this round. We win this game. We're up 2-1, and let's take care of business on Saturday. But as for this game, just really tremendous. Really tremendous. D'Angelo Russell went on a little run in the fourth, a personal run. LeVert had, 26 points in 28 minutes off the bench, but all around, I mean, that's their guys, right? That's what they do. That's how they score. That's the only option they really have is just shooting, so they're going to end up getting points. But when you take a look at Jimmy Butler, J.J. Redick, Tobias Harris, and Ben, they really stepped up. And Ben and Tobias, holy hell, we needed that out of Tobias. You knew his slump. It was just so not him. It was so uncharacteristic. It didn't make much sense. Tonight you saw what Tobias Harris really is. Tonight you saw what we traded for, because now people are complaining, oh, Landry Shamet, did you see the shot he made against the Clippers? I can't believe we gave up Landry Shamet. We still get that complaint. This is why. Tobias is this type of player. He was just in a really odd slump, and hopefully he can build off this. You just need to see the ball go through the hoop, and that gains confidence. Same with JJ. We know what he can provide, and I can't even put into words how great Ben Simmons really was, and how much, I was so harsh on him on game one, but this is why. He is building off that. He was building off the booze, off the hate he was getting in game one. He's taking all of the energy, the bad energy that he got, and from the Brooklyn Nets fans and the missing jump shot posters and all that, he's feeding into it, and he's just making him so much better, and that's part of his journey right now, and this is a huge step for him. It really is. By the way, before I forget, that article I talked about from the New York Post, or the New York Daily News it was, that guy ended up getting out. Now, what bothers me is the media outlet, they decided afterwards, after he wouldn't provide them with sources, that he was out and the article had to go. That's something that the Daily News, the New York Daily News, should take care of before it actually goes out. Double check the sources, double check the work before you even put it out there. But that's journalism these days. Not that I'm trying to get into that, but that whole story about Brett Brown and this is what happened in the locker room and Ben Simmons going out drinking and partying. The guy ends up losing his job after the article because he wasn't really being 100% with the company? Another thing I loved, I heard Brett Brown talk to the media after. There was a specific time in the game where J.J. Redick, Tobias Harris, these players, these veteran players, stepped up and communicated with Brett Brown and talked to them, and they all came up with a collective group on how we should approach this thing and that thing, and it was just a very professional manner in how they worked together, the players, the veteran players, and Brett Brown together came up with a game plan that clearly worked. Coming out of halftime, like I said, I thought we did a tremendous job. For a second game now, we just scored 51 points last game. This game, we did a great job coming out of the half, and we were blowing it up, and sadly, the last 90 seconds kind of killed that vibe. But once again, we came out with new adjustments, and you got to give credit because we just blew out the Brooklyn Nets without Joel Embiid, and we haven't seen this team play like that without Joel Embiid, I honestly think, all year long. The team is gelling. There's mojo. I love it. I really, really, really love what I saw today, and I couldn't be any more proud of this basketball team today. It's like they take game one, and that's cute, right? That's cute. But now the better team is on display. And I want this team to build off that. We can't take a step back. We're up 2-1. Make a huge statement on Saturday night in Brooklyn. Another hostile environment. A weak hostile environment. Booing Ben Simmons every time he has the ball. Yeah, how about that monstrous putback at the end of the first half? How about that monstrous fake dribble handoff? Yeah, with the mean mug. Electric. Just absolutely electric today. The 76ers were. So I want to know your thoughts down below on everything. On everything. From Ben Simmons to to Tobias to J.J. Redick to Brett Brown to no Joel Embiid. How do you feel about that? To the article. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the article. But we were just... We were great. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you next time.